Gaston Glock is the third legendary personality in the international arms business. He was born in 1929 into an Austrian family of railroaders.
Parents, grandparents, they were all railroaders. That was the vocation of my grandfather. He worked directly on the tracks, shunting train cars.
After receiving a polytechnical education, Gaston Glock began his job career at a company that manufactured electric drills and other small tools.
I was a design engineer there for a year before moving on to a larger company, a truck radiator manufacturer. There, I received comprehensive schooling in production. We surely were specialists in steel and polymer processing that we really knew how to do, right?
Yeah.
Well, we knew about the basics.
We varnished curtain rods and injected moldings for furniture fittings. The first order for the new company came from the Austrian Army. With it, Glock took the first step in becoming an arms supplier. The company produced hand grenades, trench tools, and non-moldering machine gun belts.
Well, the Austrian Army needed the new field knife for its soldiers. And who was able to produce it? Glock. Please.
It feels good in the hand.
Thank you.
We need 120,000 pieces within a year. Can you deliver? What should I say? It's broken. It's a danger for life and limb.
Eine Gefahr für Leib und Leben.
He brought the field knife. I opened the drawer of my desk, stuck it in, and then hit it with my fist. I told him, Mr. Glock, you have 14 days to solve the problem.
His friends and companions admire him for his resilience. He never admits to defeat. During that time, the still young company had to work with various suppliers. In 1987, Gaston Glock decided that the company must carry out all production steps. The company manufactures every piece it needs for production. Employing state-of-the-art technology,
Our challenges lay primarily in precision, the correct realization of technical drawings, the handling of control systems on the machines, and the programming of workpieces, the new technologies of today.
Glock tests all of its products with the greatest diligence.
Here, we test every weapon before we prepare it for delivery.
Every weapon is fired on both the test bench and on the shooting range.
Between the years 1976 and 1978, the Austrian Army established that its pistols, the P-38 and the P-11, had reached the end of their usefulness.
The Austrian Army therefore needed a new weapon. The man responsible for deciding on the solution was again Friedrich Dechand, who immediately remembered Glock.
And from Felixdorf, which is about 50 kilometers south of Vienna, we drove to Deutsch Wagram, where he had a small plant with around 12 or 13 employees. I can't really remember, but it wasn't many. We rang the bell and said, Mr. Glock, we have an idea. Hello, Mr. Glock.
Colonel,
we would like to have a chat with you.
And there they were in Felixdorf trying to come up with something. Well, we all were there. Hübner and Dechand, and I think Silvestri as well, weapons experts.
It was the 8th of May, 1980, when we presented Mr. Glock with our idea, wishes, and visions for a revolutionary new pistol.
They came by and we sat down, ate a little something, and then I said we need paper. No one is allowed to cheat, look over the shoulder of what the other one is drawing like in school. You know what I mean. Now, everyone should draw what they think the modern pistol of tomorrow for gun enthusiasts, for the Army or the police department should look like.
If you made a wish list, what would it look like?
What would it look like?
A sketch, for instance.
Well, let's make a sketch.
What are you looking for?
This is the handle. This is the traditional form of a pistol. We don't want this anymore.
Das ist die herkömmliche Variante des Pistolengriffs. Das wollen wir nicht mehr.
Like this. The gun should have a handle angle so that it has a German shooting position. This means that when you close your eyes, you see a target, and when you open them again, the gun is pointing directly at it.
Through the know-how he acquired in previous work, Gaston Glock decided to use a trick that would revolutionize the development of the pistol. Therefore, he decided to take a major business risk.
As I said, if we can make the handle out of polymer, we will be in the running.
We even had the idea to do away with all the metal parts because they're rubbish anyway and it costs too much money.
We bought some polymer and then reamed it, and I said, "Boss, this is the first and last time I will do this. Never again."
The plastic has the advantage of having a cushioning effect, which is better when firing. It is corrosion resistant as well. In the manufacturing process, great importance is placed on the maximum effectiveness and delivery. We actually did not consider design or anything, but only looked at the functionality. This is how we developed the version that we still sell today.
The others had between 70 and 100 separate parts. With the cartridge, we had 33.
He's not from the weapons industry. He looked at everything and came up with many innovations. Above all, in his manufacturing methods, something very unusual in the conservative weapons industry. This revolutionary perspective from outside practically forced the competitors to make their current pistols more and more Glock-like.
We were interested in producing this thing as fast and as good as possible in the best possible quality in the best time.
The Austrian army decided on purchasing the Glock. Since then, the success of the Glock has known no boundaries. The Glock is the weapon of choice for police departments and armies. After Austria, Norway, Holland, Germany, many more have followed.
I said that it is nonsense to have a manual safety on the weapon. The weapon has to have an automatic safety. Actually, it has to have more than one automatic safety. For instance, should it fall on the floor when it is thrown, as it often is, therefore, without a conscious, clear intent to shoot it, the weapon should not fire.
All Glock pistols have 3 fully automatic, independently operating safety precautions built in. The trigger safety is a plastic triangle embedded in the middle of the trigger that, by touching it with a finger, automatically folds and disengages. The firing pin safety is a cylindrical element in the slide with a recess halfway up. If the trigger is not pulled, it blocks the hammer canal. The drop safety consists of a link mounted on the control block on the back of the handle that prevents a premature lowering of the trigger rod. The first drawing was not only significant, but Gaston Glock had all of those involved sign it.
Please be so kind and sign the drawing.
That's how it started, and then we said, "Mr. Glock, you have 2 years to get it done."
I went to the patent office to check on the latest inventions that the competition had. I examined everything, and then I bought the most efficient pistols available at the time and took them apart, inspected everything carefully, and analyzed them. I then concluded that I would not make such junk because it is much too expensive and not safe enough.
That was the only way to make such an excellent product that passed all tests with flying colors.
Everything must be simple. It must always function. No levers without bells and whistles. It must always function. In dirt, mud, ice. It must always work.
All Glock products undergo rigorous tests.
It means that he always kept his end of the bargain. He always told the truth, and he always found the necessary solutions.
Before they had weapons that if they fell on the ground, they went off. That's why they wanted new ones.
They told me about all kinds of tests, like throwing the loaded guns from a helicopter every 10 meters to 100 meters onto concrete ground. Never did a shot fire, and I said that I really trust the safety system, and so it has remained to the present day.
The Glock product line is being continually expanded. Along with the first legendary Glock 17, there are now pistols available for every man and woman, for every application and every hand size. In 1985, the Glock was introduced in the United States. Today, Glock safe action pistols are the most recognized pistols in the world. They were named after their inventor, Gaston Glock.